Mhm. Oh, we are live. Good evening, my friends. We'll be back from your jobs. What a long weekend. I know, but glad the week is over. You're going into the weekend. Hopefully, you're going. Some those who are going to rest on the weekend, rest. Yeah, those who work on the weekends, we wish you success. So, as I had promised about the Freaky Friday for the Federals, where we are going to be talking about true crime. Here we are with the first episode. And while I was researching and trying to see that which one should come first, and I was like, I want my country, we are in Uganda, I want Uganda to be the first. Let me get such a, a crime, because Uganda, every day there is a crime. Let me get a crime that is in Uganda. Oh my God. It was a tug of war. Ugandan crimes, they do their crime, they take to court, you never know what happens next. But today I managed to get for you crimes in Uganda. I'm so happy because at least today the court did something and did for me. So I'll give myself some time before we go to true crime. This week has been good for me. Before, I didn't have a good, I know my camera is not good, but I didn't have a good camera. But today I stepped up a little bit, but I thank God. And my wounds are good, are healing. So, and on the other time when I posted, people were like, why don't you show us your makeup routine? I will do that. So after that, let us get into the true crime. The crime for the Federals. It is Freaky Friday for the Federals. And I do it at night because Friday, it is, I'm from work, you're from work. So let us enjoy it. Let us get to know before we go to bed. Then on the weekend, you will type for me your comments about these crimes. So, my dear people, before I would like to start with a crime. The sources of these crimes we have, there is a crime. This crime's first source was the Galaxy app, the Galaxy radio FM TV. Galaxy TV app helped me on that far. Then the Phoenix, then ABC helped me on this one. And we got crimes. We got it another one from the 40 minutes crime, where it was talking about the Ugandan crimes. So let me start with this little one. Guys, we know we are in Uganda. In Uganda, beating children is like something, a chegulo, something to eat at night. It is dinner. It's nothing. But this was too much. I feel bad that the two crimes I'm going to talk about children mistreatment. It hurts me when children are mistreated. But we have to fight for them, the little children. So let me talk about these children in Uganda. And right now, the crime rate is rising on children, but the people are waking up because the Gen Zs are coming in, and you have gone to school and you have learned and you know the truth and the bad, and so you're doing the right thing. Thank you so much. So there was a 10-year-old boy. This boy was staying with his father. His mother had left the country and went to Saudi Arabia to work. So when the mother went, the father brought in his uncle, his brother, to stay with them at work. And then the father married another man. So let me go. The uncle is the real culprit here. They saw in the house, they have other children, but they had a boy child and others were girls. This boy child was only 10 years old. Can you imagine? 10 years old. 10 years old. P5, P6. Primary 5, primary 6. So let us talk about the uncle is the real culprit. He's called Mwanguzi Matovu, but I'll take Matov Tainab Wanguzi. There is no victory for him. So this guy, when he came to his brother's house, he also got a wife, and they married and married the wife in that house. When I talk about marriage, if you're not from Uganda, marriage, if someone just comes and I like you, come we live together, that's marriage, not no. So they came and they were together. Those who see this is the wound so far. It is no longer big. So when they were in the house, they said living together, but the Matovu wife had a bias on this boy. Why? Matovu wife was not giving birth to boys. So one day, Matovu came back and Mrs. Matovu was like, let me call this boy Tom. Tom has stolen money from me. And then they were like, Tom, why are you stealing? Are you a thief? The father was at home, allegedly. The father was at home and the woman was like, Tom has stolen my money. I need my money. Ask her how much money has Tom stolen. Tom has stolen money from me, 47,000. I need my money. And Tom is like, I did not steal any money. When I came back from school, I was just washing my clothes. That was Tommy's side, when you're young, you can say something, but they won't listen to you. So do you know what they did? The uncle, Mr. Matovu, and Mrs. Matovu, and allegedly the father, they tied Tom, hands, they tied the legs, they tied the body so that he cannot move with olukoba. It's like a rubber but thick, it, olukoba. And they beat the boy. They did really beat the boy to an extent that even the fingers were swelling. I think the fingers swelled because of the oxygen supply that was going on. The boy being beaten to the extent of having a cut, yet is just beating. That is so terrible. So they did not beat him from the house. They beat him from another house. Let me say they had a kayumba. They beat him from there. So when they went to that house, they did that. The boy, it was too much. Why I'm saying it was too much beating? Because the boy was crying. And how did we know about this crime? Because the neighbors heard. The neighbors heard and ran to the police and ran and said, please come and save this boy. So being beaten to that extent, remember when you're shouting and the neighbors, they ran to the police, is the only one that can help us, let us go. That was big. The police came in. The boy was so bruised. They showed pictures of the boy's hands. They were swollen. The boy was 10. The boy was swollen, but the one of the neighbors volunteered to take the boy to the hospital to be treated, but the uncle, Mr. Matovu and Mrs. Matovu, were put on the police car, Kabangali, and they put the father on Kabangali because some were saying, how can it happen in your house on your child when you don't know? Or they were saying maybe these two were holding the boy as the father was beating. Nakasamvu. 47,000 only. And this boy was taken to the hospitals. Munae Koja, na Mrs. Matovu and Mr. Matovu, they were also taken to the police station. It is such a horrible crime. I'll be giving you updates if you get any updates about that, but it's such a heartbreaking crime. 10-year-old. That boy was 10-year-old. It hurts. Let us pray for our little children. Let us pray for the children even which are not ours. The next story. Here comes the next story I'm going to tell you. For it is so heartbreaking. Some of you might have seen it or heard about it. I'm sure you have ever heard of Mzee Bakidao, if you're Ugandan. Mzee Bakidao. I'm sure you've ever heard of that name, right? Mzee Bakidao's case finally came to the court.